So today I'd like to welcome Miss Caroline Nyaga, the CEO and co-founder of the Women in STEAM initiative. Hello, Caroline.
Hi.
Hi, please introduce yourself for those who might be unfamiliar with your work.
All right. So my name is Caroline Nyaga. I am from Kenya. I am professionally a teacher. I have background in teaching STEM subjects, chemistry and biology in high school. And I am also a teacher trainer. I train teachers on digital literacy skills. And apart from that, I'm also the CEO and the founder of Women in STEAM Initiative, an innovative educational organization that seeks to empower, educate, and engage girls and young women in STEM education across Kenya, basically with the need to ensure that we have more women in STEM and also to reduce the gender gap in STEM. I am also a speaker. I've spoken in different events and panel discussions, or especially on gender equality and
Yes.
inclusion in STEM education. And I'm also, I've been nominated several times for different awards and also a winner of the Top 40 Under 40 2024. Yeah, basically because of the work that I've been doing to empower girls in STEM across Kenya. So
Yes.
what we do, we set up STEM clubs in schools. We set up STEM clubs where we ensure that schools also have a session where students are provided with hands-on skills, problem-solving skills, and critical thinking skills.
Yes.
And so we train on robotics and coding. We do Arduino, and students are very excited because we have some schools that also allow us to go during the weekends, and we have schools that allow us to go during after school during after school time. So we are able to train the students on the different skills, or especially basically to ensure that they gain the skills in problem solving, creativity, and even critical thinking. We also have different other activities for in Women in STEAM initiative. We have what we call the STEM storytelling competition.
A story
Um,
competition.
yeah, it's a storytelling competition where the girls provide us with videos of them just speaking the STEM, giving us a STEM story of how their experience is with STEM. And so we award the students who give us the best. We have a certain criteria that we look at. We want to see how creative they are, their ability to communicate, communication skills, and also their confidence skills. Yeah, so we are also training on self-efficacy. Yeah, so
Okay.
basically we are really rounded in the 21st century skills. Yeah, and we want to mold a girl who is 21st century minded and who is able to fit in the 21st century. Yeah, so
Incredible. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
thank you.
This is really impressive work, and what a body of things you're doing. You must be so busy.
Sure, I am so busy.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your origin with Women in STEAM initiative. What inspired you to start this project?
Okay, so basically, I started off, as I've told you, I am a professional teacher. So I taught biology and chemistry in a school where I was teaching both boys and girls.
Okay.
And the boys in my class were doing really well in chemistry and biology.
Okay.
And the girls were really doing really poorly. And so I had different sessions with the girls just to help them improve their chemistry and biology subjects.
Hmm.
The scores in the examination, and that is how Women in STEAM was born.
Uh,
It started off as a small club in a school I was teaching, just to empower the girls to help them understand that chemistry and biology are not hard subjects. So I used to have sessions where I provide them with some exercises and also do a lot of remedial teaching. And from there, we have started to grow as an organization, and I was able to register Women in STEAM as an organization now, a company that's legally registered in Kenya. And yeah, so far so good. We are looking for sponsors. We're looking for people who are able to come and uplift our standards so that we can be able to reach out to more and more schools, because we have so many schools that really want our services, but the main challenge has been the finances and the need to buy more robotic kits and Yeah, and laptops, because we need to have laptops and robotic kits and even internet access. Some of the schools, the internet is not there, so we have to provide them with this internet. Yeah, but so far so good.
I see, I see. You mentioned that some schools may not be internet connected quite yet. I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
what's a typical school like in Kenya? It's hard for many people in Japan to imagine, but can you give us like a background? What's the school situation like?
Okay, yeah, sure. So in Kenya we have some schools in the rural region. Actually, like let's say 70% of the schools are in the rural setup where there is no internet connectivity. They don't have access to these skills, and the technology is very poor there. Uh, and probably 30% is in the urban setup where we have all these students from international schools, students who are from able backgrounds, so they have the access to technology and internet. Yeah, so for them, it's not a problem. But the higher percentage of the schools are in the rural regions, especially schools, um, government schools, they don't have this access. So it becomes a really challenge, but we are doing all we can as women in STEAM to ensure inclusivity so that we don't leave anyone behind.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned there are some international schools. Are these mostly funded by foreign investors or foreign entities, or is this something that the students pay for with regular tuition?
Yeah, yeah, for international schools, they are basically it is the students who are coming from the high backgrounds, parents who are able to fund, and even parents from different countries,
Mhm.
diplomats and people who are coming from different countries. So they're able to take their students in the high cost schools. So they are able to pay high costs to sustain the school also. So yeah, it's basically funded by the parents. Yeah.
Understood. What percentage of Kenyan students go abroad for a portion of their education for high school or for university?
I would say probably 20%. Not many people have the access and the financial capabilities,
Mhm.
although we have scholarships that are provided for the students who do well,
Right.
and even maybe students who are also provided the chance to go by foreign investors and even yeah, government agencies that can sponsor some of the students. So it's all about sponsorship. So I would say around 30% because not many people are able to get the access to travel around. Yeah.
This is particularly of interest in Japan, where even elementary schools, public schools, try to focus on the traditional culture, aspects of traditional culture like arts. So I wanted to
Mhm.
ask you, is there much attention in schools in Kenya for indigenous language or native culture? What kind of focus or resources are those programs getting?
Yeah, so at the moment we just rolled out a new curriculum in the school education system. We have what we call the competence-based curriculum. We call it CBC. And CBC is an approach that allows student-centered learning. It allows students to be able to merge. There are some subjects that will allow the students to understand better their cultures because the previous 844, we had a curriculum, an education curriculum called the 844 that was more of teacher-centered and was more of examination oriented.
Oh, I see.
But for the CBC has been a real good approach because it allows students to also understand their culture, to embrace the different communities, to also embrace to understand where they're coming from.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we have with the new curriculum, I believe that students will be able to embrace the different cultures, embrace the different religious aspects.
Right.
Yeah, and even to understand better the world around them.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
How much emphasis is there on STEM and STEAM and those kinds of resources that are available or not available?
As I've told you, we have what we call the competence-based curriculum that has brought about a situation where students will be able to choose the pathway they want to continue with from grade 9. So we have the arts, we have the STEM career pathways, And that's actually where Women in STEAM really bases on, because we want to increase the number of students in the STEM career pathways.
Got it. Got
But we also have um, a situation where our teachers in Kenyan schools are not fully prepared when it comes to STEM education.
it.
Yeah, irrespective of being teachers in biology and chemistry, they still don't have the hands-on ability, hands-on skills. Yeah, so there's a lot of teacher training that is happening with different organizations and even different government parastatals, especially to emphasize on to train the teachers on the STEM pathways. Yeah, so there's a lot of emphasis at the moment on the need to empower teachers, because teachers require to understand these different pathways before they are able to encourage the students. So yeah, I'm also part of the people who are providing this training. A teacher trainer, so I've been doing a lot of training the teachers on digital literacy and also helping them understand the different STEM career pathways and how they can transfer this knowledge to their learners.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. Can you tell me about some of the impact you've been able to have? So a success story that comes to mind that highlights the work you're doing.
Oh, yeah, sure. So at the schools that we have been able to train the students on robotics, one of the things we've noted, because we are also very keen to see how our training on robotics and coding has been against the school performance, the students' performance, individual performance. So we are very keen on that. We want to see how they are able to, how whatever we are doing to these students is helping them in their studies. So we've seen an increase in the level of confidence of especially the girls in taking the biology and chemistry, and even an increase in the number of girls taking physics in the classroom.
Oh, right, right.
And this emanates from our training. So it's a plus for us, because apart from that, we've also seen a boost, an increase in performance, a good performance among the students, especially those who have been able to enroll in our STEM clubs. We've seen them gain confidence. We've seen them even become better problem solvers, even when they are doing physics in the classroom. They're able to think critically and even to connect what we have been teaching them to what they're learning in the classroom. So it's a plus for us. Yeah, that's a huge achievement for us, because we really want to also increase the number of girls. Apart from taking STEM, we want them to become confident in the different STEM courses and the STEM subjects in the school.
Mm,
Yeah.
it's really wonderful. What kind of challenges do women face in STEM fields, both in education and then in the career, in the workforce, that are specific to Kenya, do you think?
Yeah, I believe women face a lot of barriers, especially with female founders. So at times you want to just give up what you've started, and at times you just want to play it cool, because the main challenge actually comes with the negative stereotypes.
Oh,
Yeah, we have people wanting to know, why are you empowering a girl child? Why not the boy child? And you're
mm,
like, we really want to reduce the gender gap in STEM. We want to reduce the gender gap. We want to increase the number of girls in the STEM field. So that's one of the challenges, especially when you are a female-led organization and you want to increase the number of girls in STEM.
mm,
That's one of the challenges I've faced. And another barrier comes with the resources. Resources has been something that's been it's been taken really strongly among female founders and even women-led organizations. We are faced with a lot of challenges and competition when it comes to competing with the male-dominated spaces. In the male-dominated spaces, we have male founders who are doing really well and even doing more than what we are able to do as women. So it's a challenge. Competition does not only happen in the school setup, but also in the space where we are in the business setup. So yeah, these are the challenges that women face. Resources has been scarce for us, and also keeping terms with the revolving market, and you want to start something and you see that it's already in the market, and you're really trying to see how you can be able to to get to where most of the people are. So that's a challenge for me and also for many female founders that I've been able to communicate with. Yeah, but we're not losing hope anytime soon. We are still trying to keep trying to ensure that we are able to meet our targets and also just to fulfill our desires, the desires of our heart to see girls empowered in different setups.
Oh, that's
Yes.
What kind of key policy changes or industry changes would you like to see that would help improve gender equality in STEM fields or in STEAM? Is there more that the government could do or that corporations could do to support your work?
Yeah, sure. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for government sponsor our work because we are doing so much in the government schools. So by starting with the government schools, we really want to see what the government can do, the Ministry of Education and different government parastatals, how they can come in to assist us even to gain visibility, not only in Kenya, but also not only in the parts that we are in, but also across the country. So we are the government has not been really um supportive in a way that they provide the resources. So we are still looking for how we can reach out to government and also the government parastatals and also maybe form partnerships so that we can be able to increase our impact
Mhm.
in Kenya because we are really dealing with schools that have been funded by the government, students who are government sponsored. So sure, we would really wish to get support from the government and also different sponsors across the world. Yeah, because we would wish even to have our students who maybe do competitions not only in Kenya but also go to Japan to do the different competitions, STEM competitions to also help them to gain visibility and also to help them to gain exposure to understand what the students in Japan are doing.
Oh, wow.
I believe that would be a plus. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I know that part of your organization is focused on mentorship. So I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you about mentorship and what role community plays in women supporting women in the STEM fields. And please tell me a story if you have one. What has been a rewarding experience for you as a leader or as a mentor in this space?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of mentorship. We believe that it is through the STEM mentorship we are able to increase the number of girls in STEM because when a girl realizes that you've done well in STEM as a woman, they'll be able to gain that confidence to also take up STEM. So we've been doing a lot of rounds and a lot of meeting with different mentors. I was in one of the dinners that was provided by Athena, and we were with different women in tech and even young girls who wanted to get our inspiring stories on how we made it in the tech space, in the STEM space. So I believe in the power of mentorship to mold a girl. I believe that through just talking to these girls, just sharing with them your story, the challenges you've gone through, and the solutions that you've come to, and they're able to also gain that confidence. And recently, on last week on Saturday, we were in a session where we were empowering girls in one of the universities in Kenya, and we had sessions of women in tech and women in STEM. We were able to train and to talk to these girls who are taking the STEM subjects, the STEM courses in the university. And they were really inspired to see how much we've been able to do as women. And they were also inspired to know that we've all come from different walks of life and we are all meeting in the same space. And we were actually showing them that it's possible for a woman to take up a STEM career. So these girls left the room feeling inspired. They left the room feeling they are going to make it. They were so energized. You could see it from their faces. They were so happy to see that that they've been able to gain firsthand knowledge and information from women who are doing well in the STEM and the tech spaces. And I believe even at the mentors who are calling me, telling me whether we can have sessions with them, just to continue inspiring them because it should be a continuous thing.
Mhm.
so that they can be able to continue gaining the confidence until when they are able to finish their university. Yeah, so mentorship really plays for women to, for girls to take up the STEM pathways.
Thank you. Just a few more questions. Um,
Okay.
what advice do you have for young women who are interested in STEAM but feel uncertain about their place in it?
My advice is go for it. I
Go.
always tell girls that nothing is impossible in this world. If you start something, you always start and you always finish if you have the confidence to take it. My journey in STEM started when I was in my primary school, in high school actually. I really loved chemistry. I did well throughout my high school in chemistry. I loved the practical sessions. And one of the things that really brought me the light to love chemistry was because I embraced my teacher. I loved my teacher so much to the extent that I used to do extra work and give it to the teacher to mark for me. Yeah, and I would read ahead of the teacher things that have not been taught. I already know. So because of the interest that I had in chemistry,
Wow.
and I did well because I was also a mentor in high school. I used to teach my fellow students, my fellow colleagues in class. And I used to just guide them on what this is and all the titration and moles and molecular and all that. So I think it all starts with a passion. When you're passionate about something, when you have a drive, it's always possible to come out successful. And that's why I believe in the power of starting something. Start and know that you're going to finish. If you're inspired about that thing, nothing can stop you from doing what you are passionate about. Yeah, I was passionate about chemistry throughout my high school. And at the moment, I'm training girls on the need to take STEM. I have a company. And so it's everything about being inspired by doing something and starting something. And no matter how low it is, it always comes out successful.
That's really
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you for that advice. What's next for the Women in STEAM initiative? Do you have any upcoming projects or goals that you're excited about now?
Yeah, we are so excited because we are going to be rolling out virtual reality in schools.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
We want to expose the girls and the students in Kenyan schools to VR. We
Mm.
want them to see the outside world. We want them to be exposed to what is happening around the world. So we are so excited. We'll be rolling out a VR in the next month, in May when schools resume. And yeah, that's one of the things that we are so excited about. We want to see how interesting it's going to be with the students, how they're going to be to take up this new project. And I'm sure it's going to be really something that students will really look out for. And we hope it's going to also help them to be to really love STEM and technology. And yeah, we are really keen on ensuring that our students in Kenya are not left behind, especially when it comes to the emerging technologies, MR and 3D technology. Yeah. So we are keen on keeping to that so that we are not left behind as Kenya and Kenyan students. Yeah.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, what's the best way for people in Japan who might be watching or listening to support you and support your programs and your work? How can they do that?
Yeah, but we really, really wish to get sponsors. We wish to get support. We are doing so much in Kenyan schools, and as I've told you, we have so many students who are in the rural regions who do not have access to these things. They don't know, they don't even have access to, they have never even touched a laptop.
Mm.
Yeah, so we are doing so much in ensuring that these students in Kenya have also gained the exposure. So the support that you can give us could be any kind of support. We could get maybe robotic kits, we could get the laptops, refurbished laptops, just so that we can be able to reach out to more schools to gain our impact, to increase the impact in schools. We are not really even so much for money. When we get the equipment, when we get these resources, we can have all these things. We are able to increase our impact in the different schools we go to. Yeah, and any in-kind support would be really will really go a long way for women in STEAM to continue thriving and to stand strong. And despite the different challenges we go through, we have never lost hope. We started off with 7 laptops. We're actually doing 7 laptops in schools and 7 robotic kits. We just go oscillating different schools with these kits. And so far, so good. We are humbled by the fact that students and the teachers and even the school administration is happy with what we are doing. And we are sure we're going to be sustainable even in the future. We also plan to open up a center. We are planning to have a STEM center in one of the regions so that when students close school, they are able to come to the center and get these hands-on skills just to expose them, to help them understand better the different STEM skills, and also to help them gain the problem-solving skills. So that is also one of the things we're planning in the next month, to have a center. And in the near future, we are planning to have a mobile STEM lab so that we can move around Kenya with our mobile STEM lab, so that we have the regions that have no access to roads, no access to technology, no power, really poor people, but we are able to reach them maybe with a mobile STEM lab, just to give them exposure, to enlighten them on the different emerging technologies. Yeah, so we have so many things, so many plans, and we hope that our dreams will never fail, and any support will go a long way
Thank
for
you.
women initiatives. Yeah.
Is there a web address where people should start to research your organization?
Yes, we have a web address, womeninstem.network. It has so many of the things that we have been doing, the different activities in the different schools, and many photos. Yeah, and our mission, vision, and everything is there. Womeninstem.network.
Great. We'll leave the URL in the show notes, so please check it out. Please make a contribution in kind or in cash and support Miss Caroline Nyaga and her work, the Women in STEAM Initiative.
We also have our, maybe I could share this later with you, our account details for anyone who would wish to provide any amount. It would go a long way. I'll share with you my the account details for Women in STEAM Initiative, and will be really appreciated.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Tell me about your mobile STEAM lab or your STEAM center. These are after-school programs, I assume. So what are the hours and what kind of rates would students pay to be a part of that program?
Okay, for this program, because we are coming from, we have students who are coming from really poor backgrounds, and we don't want them to start paying high amount of money, because at the end of the day, we're not going to be providing the services that we want, because we really want to ensure inclusivity. We want to ensure that we have an increase in impact. We want to impact more and more students. So we'll just be providing roughly just that's maybe in dollars. Just let me check in dollars how much that would be.
Sure.
Basically, we'll just be charging students for 1 hour, we'll just charge them $2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, just $2, and students can be in the center for as long as they wish.
Mm.
Yeah, just want them to explore the different VR kits, the robotic kits. We want them to explore just to gain the exposure.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, it would be really good for the students.
Great. So any contribution will go a long way, folks.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Good. And my last question for all my guests, what are some activities that parents and children all over the world can do together this weekend to strengthen their interests and their comfort with STEAM?
Okay, we have a session for us. I'll answer that question with what we have been doing with parents and students, especially with STEAM. We have what we call the STEM storytelling competition.
All
So
right.
in this, we send out a message on social media for students to send us their video, a 5-minute video of them exploring why STEM. And we have students who have to use their parents' mobile phones to gain access to record themselves and also to now send us back the video. So we are doing this partnership with the parents and the students so that the parents can also encourage their daughters and their sons to take up STEM. So this is part of communication, and communication is part of art. So that's STEAM. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing, and I believe that's something that can be embraced across the world, STEM storytelling competition. It will help the students to gain confidence in how they speak. It will also help them to become confident and also better communicators. Yeah, they'll be able to gain that aspect of communication, which is very key, a key 21st century skill. Yeah.
Like a fun activity. Thank you very
Oh
much.
yeah, sure. Yeah, actually it's a fun activity because we get all sorts of videos, and it's really inspiring to see how the students are so inspired to speak out and
Mm.
how they really wish to be to get the awards. Yeah, and just to see the enthusiasm really gives us a lot of hope. We give all the participants certificates, and these are things that are really embraced in Kenya. When students get certificates, they are so happy. But for the winner, we have a trophy that we give. I don't know whether you've been able to, you'll see it in our website. We have a trophy that we give to every learner. So just recently we were able to give our trophies to the students in one of the best schools in Kenya. We call it the Alliance Girls High School. And the school management gave us a session where we were able to speak to the entire school during the school assembly, and and award our best STEM queen. We call her the STEM queen for the month. Yeah, and it was really exciting to see how the girl was so happy. So women in STEAM is really, we want to give girls the happiness they need and to help them to become happy even as they continue with their subjects and their STEM careers. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Miss Caroline
Thank
Nyaga.
you so much for having me.
Do you have
Yeah.
any parting words?
My parting words, I wish we can have a session where we have our girls coming to Japan for a session just to see, to expose them to the different things that the students in Japan are doing. Yeah, because we hear Japan has a lot of emerging technologies and so many good things that are happening there. And yeah, it would be really good to see our girls, a few girls coming to Japan for our just to see and to get to interact with the students in their levels. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for having me.
Well, there's a lot of interest in your work here in Japan, and we hope to have some of your students come and join us here. I'm sure many people here would love to host them and have them. So
Oh, wow. Thank you so
happen.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you again for your
Bye-bye.
time. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.